And we are live. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to week 4, right? Big week 4.
Hey, week
Big
3 for
week
some
4.
people, week 4 for some people. It's just the time of year where it kind of gets iffy because the bye weeks are kicked in for some teams. Like Alabama's got a bye week. So like next week is their week 4. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. But actually next week's not their week 4. Next week's their Super Bowl. But yeah, week 4 overall, and like 1 through 4. Week 5 and 0 through 5. But man, we here for another college football Saturday. That's all that matters.
You ain't damn lying. It's good to be back. It always is. The best day of the week. Best day of the week. But we need to talk about. There were 3 games yesterday that were absolutely bangers. All of them.
Okay, no. I
No?
beg to differ.
You
I'm
beg to
sorry.
differ?
There was 2 bangers. The Syracuse game was a freaking bum fest.
Really?
I was very disappointed in the quarterback play from both teams in Stanford and Syracuse.
That is true.
But it was electric because it went down to the wire.
Mhm.
But it was a very sloppy football game.
Yeah. For some reason, I didn't have college game day up.
Yeah, I got college game day on right here, and then I got the the week. I'm not even calling it the big noon kickoff. I'm just gonna call it the Mark Ingram show. I got the Mark Ingram show.
I'll be honest. Maybe I'm alone. I don't watch that program.
We're from the South. That's the big thing up north. But like Mark Ingram is like a national treasure. So, I'm going to retweet the live right now.
But having 2 overtime games out of 3 total games yesterday, elite to say the least.
Okay, I fell asleep during that Wazoo game. I saw that Wazoo won.
Wazoo ended up winning. I saw a recap of it
big.
on Instagram.
Shout out to my guy Nick Nash, San Jose State wide receiver. The guy's putting up generational numbers. He had over 100 yards like in the third quarter last night. I gotta look at what his stats were. We had a 54-52 game last night. Holy crap.
It was a great game.
Yeah, Nick Nash last night had 152 receiving yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, 16 receptions. Man caught 16 passes. If you wanted to do that in like the college fantasy world, that was 27.2 fantasy points.
I wish I could take that and put that on my team. Good Lord.
But that is insane. 16 receptions. Nick Nash, one of the best wide receivers in the country. Coolest stories, San Jose State. That was a great game. Wazoo had to win that game. You don't go from beating Washington in the Apple Cup to losing to San Jose State. They were on the brink of losing for like a good amount of that fourth quarter. There was a double-digit lead by San Jose State. So shout out to Nick Nash and their running back Chalk. He had this run in the fourth quarter that was like kind of the last play I saw, and I was just checked out. Head hit the pillow.
That game didn't finish till like almost 4:00 our time, right? Like that was.
No, that game. It went to double overtime.
It went to double OT.
So I got
3 or 4 o'clock our time.
I gotta think about it. Hold on, 1 second. I gotta open the door.
Also, I added the fantasy points up for that game. He had 2 touchdowns, 16 catches for 152 and 2 touchdowns. 43.2 fantasy points. Hell of a game out there by Nick Nash. Hell of a game.
I didn't realize I locked the door. That's my fault. But
I did the math.
That was double overtime. I know, like it was towards the 1 o'clock hour that game was like ending in the fourth quarter. But I don't know exactly. Did you figure out what time it ended exactly?
No.
But it was past 2:30 a.m. You add in commercials, overtime,
Mhm.
all the
I hate
things like timeouts, injury stoppages, like that was past two. That is some real Mountain West Pac-2 after dark, baby.
mhm. I hate when they put football in between my commercial watching.
But you
That's
know what I
always
hate
the
even
biggest
more?
gripe.
The freaking cameras that the CW network uses. I mean, they're using
suck.
1980 black and white Soviet Union satellite cameras. I mean, these cameras are atrocious. I mean, they could use an iPhone 1 camera, and the iPhone 1 would look better than what they use. Not even. I think I got like an iPhone 13 or something. I don't even know at this point. There's too many. But they literally have this one camera that is like black and white, and like you can see the ripples going through the TV.
Mhm.
It's so freaking old. It looks like a 1980 Soviet Union, Sputnik, whatever satellite they sent up to space. They taught about us in school. It looks like they're still using that. I mean, it's gross. So, at least the channel's available nationwide. I mean, like that's
That is
about the
true.
only plus of the CW network.
That is true.
But yeah, I know. Shout out to Wazoo for coming back, man. It was a great game. I don't really know what else to say besides that because I checked out and I thought San Jose State was going to win. So,
Well, speaking on checking out, um, what about Nebraska fans probably checking out of the season?
no,
Because
no, no,
dude, I don't mean by their
no,
home
no,
crowd.
no, 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 no.
And shout out to the Nebraska fans who show up every week, week in and week out. And like you made the comment yesterday, even through the Scott Frost era, showing up.
400 consecutive sellouts. That's
400
nuts.
straight. 400 straight. Shout out to them. But 31-24, Illinois beats Nebraska in overtime. At Nebraska, right?
At Nebraska, yeah, because
At
it was the
Nebraska.
400th consecutive sellout at Nebraska.
Tough.
I mean, okay, Luke Altmaier, former Ole Miss quarterback, played his freshman year in the Sugar Bowl when Matt Corral got hurt against Baylor. I don't know what happened, but he got PTSD. He kind of blew the game away. Not really, but it wasn't completely his fault. It was a kind of makeshift Ole Miss team, beginning of the Lane Kiffin era. But he after that, Jackson Dart came in and Altmaier was supposed to be the guy because he was already in the system. And then I clearly remember as being a student, at Ole Miss, I remember that Central Arkansas game. Looking directly behind Luke Altmaier in the end zone, him clean snap, clean as day versus Central Arkansas. Straight to his hands, dropped it. He was scared. I don't know what happened, but he never looked the same after that. And then obviously he loses the quarterback battle to Dart, transfers to Illinois, then has a really bad season last year. Turnover happy. Wasn't the best Illinois team. Wasn't completely on him, but he looks so much better this year. It's like the Lane Kiffin coaching finally kicked in. He has receivers that are good. Zachary Franklin is a uber vet. He's the most receiving yards in college football right now, through a career. He ate up at UTSA early in his career.
And
So,
just to brag on that quarterback real quick, he was balling.
yeah.
He was absolutely balling out there. I think I said it multiple times in that stream yesterday where I was like, this guy's just legitimately a playmaker out here. This is if his team wins this game, he gets not all the credit, but gets a good portion. He played great. And I wanted to read some stats real quick about Nebraska. Shout out to our good friends over at CFB Rep. Matt Rule falls to 2-20 versus ranked opponents. That's the first stat.
2-20?
2-20. Second stat. Nebraska is now 0-8 in their last 8 overtime games. And Nebraska is now 8-31 in one possession games since 2018.
I actually tweeted in the first quarter that Nebraska is going to lose this game by 1 score, aren't they? And it was a long shot, but I tweeted it out in the first quarter. And it came very much true. it's a common theme for Nebraska. One score games aren't their thing. Matt Rule is, they have such a better team. Just like, even though they lost this game last night, it's a win looking at how much better they are, like up and down the field, like compared to what they have been the last couple of years.
Yeah. That is true.
So, I mean, Dylan Raiola, true freshman, man. These guys are true freshmen, 18 years old. Make fun of his Mahomes, stuff all you want. I think it's kind of weird too, but I mean, he's playing lights out as a true, this guy is playing poised beyond his years as a true freshman. Like, this guy's locked in. He's mature. He reads the field really well for once again, a true freshman.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think he threw a pick yesterday. Well, he didn't throw a pick. The Illinois DB made one of the most insane plays yesterday.
Hell of a play.
I don't know if he had another turnover after that. He might have, but
I'll check.
If he didn't, he's through 4 games and he only has 2 turnovers.
No, he didn't. He went 24 of 35 for 291.
We lost Chandler.
He did 52 rushing yards.
Say that again, Chandler. We lost you for a second.
He went 24 of 35 for 297 with 3 touchdowns and a pick, and he had negative 52 rushing yards. So, which that came mostly from that last drive of the game.
3rd and 41.
Yeah, he lost. He got sacked like 2-3 times in a row.
Yeah. See, that's the thing I got with quarterback, like rushing yards like that. Like, I don't really count it. Like, if the pocket collapses, it'll count as negative rushing yards, but it's like some quarterbacks just aren't fast enough. Like we saw yesterday, Kyle McCord is slow as Mother Earth. I did not realize how slow this guy was, but holy crap, this guy is who do I compare this guy to? The guy looks like Kirk Cousins running in the pocket.
Kirko wheels, man. Kirko wheels.
Kirko got some wheels, but Kyle McCord is like. He looks like Kirko out there. You need to look a little bit younger than Big Kirko in college. So
Kirko wakes up dripping like this.
Big Kirko wakes up dripping. You like that? So
also shout out to my NCAA 25 wide receiver 3, Mr. Isaiah Neyor, who had 103 yards, 2 touchdowns. Shout out to him, making my team look good. Shout out to him.
No, I almost placed a touchdown, but guess what? I almost did this yesterday. I had a feeling. I placed a wager on Illinois plus 9.5, and it cashed easy. I saw about 2 hours before game time on Bet Online that they were still 9.5 point underdogs, and that number just looked way too big to me. I didn't place the money line. I just placed that they were going to cover by 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
And it absolutely rocked. But what I was saying I was about to do, I was about to place a 3-leg parlay on all 3 underdogs to cover, which they did. San Jose State was 13.5 point underdogs. They covered easy. They lost by 2. Illinois was 9.5, 9 point underdogs, maybe even 8.5 close to the game time. I don't know. They covered. They won outright by a touchdown. And then Stanford was a couple of point underdogs, and they won outright. So all 3 underdogs covered, and 2 out of the 3 won outright yesterday. So my super dog of Friday was Illinois. So I am 3-1 in super dogs now.
Hell yeah.
And I have a couple of super dogs for today. Let me log in real fast or look at my things. Okay. Graded. Yeah. Which is a little bit easier to look at. But I have a lock of the day, and then I gotta go find my super dog again because I think I lost it. But
Who's your lock of the
um,
day?
who's my lock of the day? Okay, this is like weird because this line shouldn't be this low, but Tulane is only a 1.5 point favorite versus ULL.
Really?
Yeah, like Tulane is like a decent group of 5 team, and I don't know who the heck ULL has, and they're only 1.5 point favorites. So I caught Tulane at 1.5 points.
You think Vegas knows something that we don't know?
See, that's what I'm tripping about. But like at the same time, like I'm gonna keep my money where it is because that number is like that's a rare. You don't
Could
get a
somebody
line that
be
low usually.
could somebody be out? I mean that's
Even if somebody's out for Tulane, like they have 3 quarterbacks that have played. Like Ty Thompson's a former 5-star. Whoever they're starting now, Mensa is a true freshman, and then they have their guy that they had last year that was their backup and started versus Ole Miss. So you know, I mean that it's just like they have guys that have experience in the room that are talented.
Mhm.
So like, I'll trust a quarterback room that has experience any day. I don't know who's ULL's quarterback. I don't even know who ULL's head coach is. This could all come back to haunt me, and ULL could win by 20. But that's my lock of the day. Tulane minus 1.5, and then we're going to look at the super dogs. But
well, what I can tell you real quick is
okay,
the
hold on. Let me ask you this question. If
Hmm.
I was to tell you by week 4 that NC State, imagine this is before the season.
Hmm.
If I was to tell you that NC State is going into Clemson in week 4 as 18.5 point underdogs, would you call me batshit crazy?
I would not have believed you for a second.
No,
Not a
I
second.
still don't believe that's real, but it is.
How
That
bad
is,
they've been
yeah.
this all 3 weeks
Grayson
has
McCall's hurt or he's benched. He's not playing. They're starting true freshman
really.
CJ Bailey again. Oh, godly.
Was that kick? I missed it, but
Yeah.
I knew what you were reacting to. They got that boy Pat out there dripping.
But
They've just been so bad, and
they got one guy to make it, and then they're just getting these random dudes ever since. But
my boss
NC
yesterday
State,
was
NC State.
wait, he's got $100,000 on
Yeah,
his
because it
team?
goes up every week. It's like since one guy made it. Okay, but back to NC State.
They've just it's been so weird to watch how bad they've been with how I guess overhyped they were in the preseason. And if you want to pick another team that was just like that, oh my god,
Did he make it?
no, he missed it. He got it short. It was a great kick though. He was just short. He probably hit it about 27 yards. But no,
NC State.
with how much they were hyped up in the preseason, like Florida State, I just can't believe how bad they've been. And maybe we put too many expectations on them. But at the same time, that would also kind of be their writers' faults. Because it's same thing with Florida State. Their writers had said they had the best D-line in the country. Pete Thamel came out and said they had the best D-line in the country. At least one of them, that they were primed and ready to run it back. Run a 12-0 back.
Or 0-3. You told me this Florida State would go 12-0, then start 0-3. I'd be like, what? Against Georgia Tech. Shout out Brent Key. He's a very much a fan of the hat. Run the damn ball. Against Georgia Tech, who'd they play week 2 or week 1?
Boston College.
Boston College. And they played one more in Memphis.
Yes.
Okay. Those are quality opponents. They're well-coached teams. Brent Key's a great coach. Some people down in the state of Alabama might not agree with this, but Bill O'Brien's a great coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who the coach is at Memphis, but he's coached Seth Hannigan, their quarterback. He was the number 5 passer in the country last year. He was number 5 in passing yards in the whole NCAA last year.
Mhm.
So
and to read you off some NC State stats real quick, they're 89th in points per game. They're 82nd in passing yards per game. They are 95th in rush yards per game. 81st in touchdowns. 98th in yards per play. Like I would not have believed that if you told me that to start.
no, like I thought Grayson McCall is this veteran. He's thrown for so many yards. Like he made a name for himself at Coastal Carolina. As did coaches. And other players. They had great teams at Coastal Carolina. They were fun teams to watch. But I mean, he was always prized and ready to play at the next level. Now, some things weren't ready for him to go to the next level. He had to fix, but in the classroom. But I mean, like I never thought like it would be how it's been this year.
Mm-hmm. And the defensive stats are even worse. Just bubbly. It's actually crazy.
I mean, like their defense can't stop a runny nose.
Hmm.
So I don't even know what to say about that. But ACC is Miami's until further notice. You know what? Miami has never won the ACC. It's crazy as it sounds. Miami has never won the Atlantic Coastal Conference. There we go.
I was drinking the Kool-Aid week 0. This is the year. I'm telling you.
They got no excuses, man. If they stay healthy, they got no excuses. So, all right, what game you want to talk about next?
All right. Do you want to? We'll probably save the best for last, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
All right. So I picked out 6 games, of course, for my Chicks picks, and we could honestly just talk about these games. First game I had, it was at least I thought it would be a pretty good one. Kansas State travels to BYU.
That could end up being a good game. BYU, okay. I had BYU at the bottom of my Big 12 standings this year. I mean, they were like, I don't know, like I had them like 2-10 or something. They're like 3-0.
Yeah, both teams 3-0.
So, BYU is a surprise team so far.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas State, Avery Johnson really struggles on offense. Like, I get it, he's young, but I mean, he has got some things to improve. DJ Giddens, their running back, is a phenomenal running back. He'll be a day 2 pick at the least in the NFL draft.
Shout out Dylan Edwards.
Yeah, and Dylan Edwards, punt return for a touchdown last week. Electric play. But I mean, like, there's some things that need to come together at Kansas State for them to, kind of compete in the Big 12. Everybody was like, it's them in Utah. It's their Big 12 to lose. And right now, I mean, Utah is Utah. I mean, Cam Rising's back. But I mean, Kansas State almost lost to Tulane. Sloppy game in New Orleans. They've got to clean up some stuff, but I'm still high on Kansas State. So I think they should win today. Do I think it'll be a blowout win? No, but I think they should get the job done today.
I agree, and the ladies did too. They have 5 people picking Kansas State, and then 1 person picked BYU, which I actually think there's a pretty good chance that BYU could pull this off. Especially
Kansas
being
State's
at home.
favored by a touchdown on the road.
Hey man, don't doubt the Cougs in their own building.
Nope.
I'm trying to add this while I'm talking. There we go. All right. Second game I picked. We had a clean sweep across the board. UCLA travels to Baton Rouge. Oh, LSU Tigers.
Okay.
Stadium Pulse going
All right.
crazy, by the way.
Yep. Stadium Pulse. So I tried to warn you. This is my guy Jack Mack, CFB Barstool Sports. Jack Mack put a wager on UCLA last week. Clearly, he did not watch them get almost beat by Hawaii on the island. And, I mean, they did not have the lead until the fourth quarter. So, when I tell you, it was pretty obvious that Chip Kelly was leaving for a reason and UCLA was at rock bottom. But when I tell you UCLA stinks, and this is my guy, also Barstool Sport, Liam Blutman, phenomenal human, true UCLA fan. UCLA is doomed, like all capitals, doomed. So if LSU lets UCLA hang around in this game by any means, that is a terrible look on LSU. This should be a blowout victory. And there's really no other way to say it.
I'm just gonna hope that last week
UCLA is a phenomenal campus. They have phenomenal facilities. Like, I'm a fan of Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator. I want Deshaun Foster, their head coach, to succeed. It's just like I'm not gonna sit up here and stretch the truth a little bit about where the UCLA program is right now. It's in a really bad place. So
I'm just gonna hope that last week was a fluke for LSU. Just gonna hope that, because if they come out and do that again,
they played Indiana and they got whooped, right?
No, LSU played.
No, LSU.
State.
You're talking about LSU.
They played Nicholls State.
Nichols was in the game for
was hanging around.
Quarters.
Yeah.
No, but UCLA.
Oh no, last week was South Carolina. I'm tripping. That was 2 weeks ago.
Oh yes, we're talking about the week before that. But yeah, no, we're on the same page. Nichols was in that game for 3.5 quarters.
I get my weeks mixed up.
But UCLA played Indiana, and I think it was like it was a really low spread. It was under a touchdown, and it was clear as day. Like Kirk Cignetti, Indiana, Surratt, those boys were going to go out there and they were going to beat the brakes off of UCLA, and that's exactly what they did. I mean, they scored touchdown after touchdown on UCLA. And once again, I tried to warn you, Jack Mack, about placing that UCLA. I think it was plus 3.5. That was a bad beat, as Scott Van Pelt would say. So, make sure you bet against UCLA for the rest of the season. And that's kind of where the Bruins are as a program. Facility wise, UCLA is awesome. Got the Jumpman logo in the middle of their football fields. I mean, UCLA is a beautiful campus, but team wise, not so good.
And third game, we've got USC travels to Ann Arbor, Michigan to take on the Wolverines. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think Miller Moss walks in there, puts his foot down, and they win that game by, I'm saying, at least 2 touchdowns. That's what I'm saying. I don't like this Michigan team.
Dude.
At all.
I mean, can you explain Michigan's offense to me? They might as well just run the triple option.
You mean explain it to you?
They might as well run the triple option.
That's about it. Oh, and
no, they can't complete a pass.
Yeah, this right here, 3 yards.
All right.
That's all I've seen Orji do, 3 yards.
But it's okay, so they have a 5-star freshman quarterback, Jaden Davis. They got, as one of Harbaugh's last recruits. He's sitting there on the bench. You play Davis Warren, this walk-on quarterback, term scholarship. Phenomenal dude. Don't have anything against him. But clearly, this guy is not a D1 quarterback.
Who do they think they are, us? What are we doing?
Bro threw 3 interceptions versus Butch Jones in Arkansas State. I mean, Sharon Moore, I don't know. You look at what Mississippi State did. They had what's his name? Zach Arnett. You know, in-house hire, Sherrone Moore, in-house hire. Zach Arnett, terrible season replacing Mike Leach. So far this year, Sherrone Moore, terrible season replacing Jim Harbaugh. You know, I mean, like, if they lose this game by double digits today, I'm writing Sherrone Moore off. Like, I'm serious. Like, I just, like, you had a phenomenal veteran-led team last year. Yeah, I mean, it's like you got this guy. What's their running backs? Oh God, I'm drawing a blank. Cover Dylan Edwards on the cover of EACFB. Like, you got him on. Like, this guy is like he looks like a third string running back. Like, how did you get him to look so good last year? Like,
well, it wasn't last year. It was just 2 years ago. Last year, he
I mean,
almost barely saw the field.
He was a merchant of some bad defense versus Washington. But I mean, it's just like Will Johnson is phenomenal. Like, there's no doubt that Will Johnson is like one of the best, if not the best, cornerback in the nation. Like, he has nothing to prove. Like, that is a first round draft pick. It's done deal.
Certified dog.
Their offense,
it's terrible. And we said this coming into the season. You have to replace every offensive lineman. You have to replace your quarterback, replace your running back one, replace your wide receiver one. That's tough. That's a tough ask of a team to do. I know some teams have, done close to that before, but replacing that whole unit is an insane ask.
Yeah.
And clearly it's been a struggle, as it should be. I mean,
I mean, Michigan, it's whatever, man. But dude, I don't even know that game is just it makes me like sick looking at it. That like we're now in a world where like USC has a defense, and Michigan. I mean, like, I was looking on Prize Picks earlier today. I mean, Alex Orji's passing yards is at like 120. 120 as a collegiate quarterback against USC.
He's not sniffing that.
I mean, like, that should be easy money. Now, like, I mean, like, Iowa could do that. I mean, like, Scott Frost's team could do that.
Right now.
Yeah.
It's yeah, we both definitely have USC in that game. And speaking of U's, while CFH is away, we have Utah travels to Oklahoma State. And
battle of seventh-year quarterbacks.
Battle of the Unks, man. This is
Battle of the Unks. Damn, Alan Bowman, seventh-year quarterback. Cam Rising, seventh-year quarterback.
The retirement home rivalry is what I call it. But the ladies actually split on this one. We had 3 for Utah and 3 for Oklahoma State. So
I guess we got an even number.
I like when we have even.
I like Utah.
I do too. They're my Big 12 team. That was my preseason pick. So I'm gonna rock with the Utes in every game they play because I think I had them at like 11-1. So I've got Utah. I don't know how big of a fan I am of this Oklahoma State team. I thought they'd be better than they are, and maybe that's just some early season jitters. But like, this is where if you want to show out for the season, you got to wake up right now. This is going to be your biggest test of the season.
Perfectly said. Yeah, that Utah defense is tough as nails. Ollie Gordon still hasn't really got going.
Now, let me just say, hold on. If Cam Rising can't play again, like I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, he got hurt again.
His finger, it was last week.
You never know.
He was out last week. He got hurt 2 weeks ago.
You never know.
But, I don't know. That is a battle of veteran quarterbacks and veteran head coaches. So very, Very good matchup today between Utah and Oklahoma State.
I think we've had the same picks on every single game so far. We've had Kansas State, LSU, USC, and Utah. And next game, I don't know if we'll have the same one because we've got. Let me pull it up on the screen real quick. Michigan State travels to Boston
Oh,
College.
I was
And I'll
looking
let
at this
you.
game too.
I'll let you. I'll let you go first. I'll let you pick this one first.
Okay, this is gonna see. I don't know where to go in this game because these teams like they match up really well against each other. Like they
Mhm.
both got running quarterbacks. They're both year one head coaches. Okay, look at pause for a second. Cam Rising game time decision expected to attempt to play.
So he may not play. I know expected to attempt, but like he may not. I didn't even know he wasn't.
That guy's tough as nails. He's playing.
Shout out. Well, when you're 29 years old, it's pretty
Right.
tough.
But I mean, I really don't know where to go in this game. It's like a 5-point spread. I mean, I'm not going to go too deep into, in the game, but winner.
Look, I'll tell you where to go.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Michigan State.
And see, that's where I knew we'd be split. Because give me Castellanos.
I like him a
Mr.
lot.
Castellanos. He is gonna win this game. I'm telling you right now. Shout out Big C. Shout out. I can't say Big Red. That was WKU. But
Yeah. They were liking the Coke bottle. So
but I'm telling you, Mr. Castellanos is gonna walk out there and win this game today, especially at home. Give me BC. Shout out Matt Ryan's alma mater. And they're talking about Utah, Oklahoma State right now on the TV, but we have one more game to talk about, and that is the game of the week. Tennessee travels to Oklahoma. I have it backwards on the Chicks picks, but the ladies went full sweep of Tennessee. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they're exactly right. I think Tennessee walks into. Can't even tell you what their stadium name is. Don't care, frankly. Walks into that stadium and wins by 20. I'm telling you right now. I'm not saying Tennessee is the greatest team in the SEC. My boss said that. It was kind of funny. But they are certainly one of the top 5. I'll give them 5. I think they're really good. And I think this week they can prove just how good they are.
Yeah.
I'm telling you 20 plus. But if they lose this game, let me just preface before you say anything. If they lose this game, I'm going to be on their ass. I'm just telling you right now. I will be. Maybe I'm setting them up for failure. That's okay.
What? It's a touchdown
okay.
spread. Let me look. It's a touchdown spread. I think Oklahoma, Tennessee. I had it right here. Where'd it go? Tennessee, Oklahoma. It's down. Okay, 6.5, 7 points. It's a touchdown spread in favor of Tennessee on the road. Josh Heupel. We all know the storyline. Once the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma returns, home or back to Oklahoma, whatever you want to call it. Tennessee's rolling, man. So their left tackle, Lance Hurd, kind of all-world transfer portal saga type guy. If you know how that went down in the portal, that's really all I got to say. But he's out for a second straight week for Tennessee with a leg injury. So they're starting whoever they started last week. Don't remember the name, but he has 8 career starts. So, he's got some experience under his belt. Obviously, you hate to lose a guy like that for a week or 2 weeks now. But, you got Brew McCoy. If you don't know who Chris Brazzell the second is by now, he's a 6'5", Tulane transfer that plays for Tennessee. This guy is really freaking good. So, you got him, Squirrel White, Brew McCoy. There's one other guy I'm missing, but I mean, that I feel like there's so much momentum for Tennessee, like that not Utah, that Oklahoma's gonna win. Like, it's just one of those kind of games where it's like, everybody's putting their, their money kind of way ahead, and they're gonna get the chair pulled from under them or something. So, anything can happen any Saturday in college football. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and say, do I want to? You know what? I think Tennessee wins.
Do it.
I'm speculative if it's by 7 points.
Yeah, it won't be. It'll be by 20. I'm telling you right now. Look, let me just tell you. I have a couple of Oklahoma friends. They're already looking forward to softball season.
Well, they're like they have like a 4-peat in like softball.
No, I mean they're massive football fans and they don't believe in the team.
But defense is good.
Yeah.
I mean, Jackson Arnold already has 6 turnovers.
I think that Houston game did it in for him. They were like, this season's over.
Yeah, that was
rough.
That was a scare. I mean, because that was a team that got, Sluka by Matthew Sluka, the go-go offense of Brennan Marion and UNLV the week before. He got 20-pieced, and then came back and they were hanging in Oklahoma the whole game. So, and that's a testament to Willie Fritz and, the job he's doing over at Houston. But, I mean, you got College Game Day. You got, just your first SEC home conference game ever.
Mm-hmm.
There's storylines in place. Like, there's all the chips are, all eyes, all ears, all, the chips
all eyes on me
are in Norman, Oklahoma right now. So,
also, can I give you a number real quick?
Yeah.
191. You know what that number is?
191.
You know what that stands for?
No.
That is how many points Tennessee has scored this year in 3 games.
3 games?
3 games.
Jeez Louise.
They won week 1 69-3. Week 2 they won 51-10. And last week they won 71-0.
Yeah.
So shout out to that offense and shout out Nico.
Nico is a
definite top 3 Heisman favorite next year.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know how to describe the feeling, but obviously, Nico he was a skinny kid. I mean, any young quarterback coming in, but it was really that. I mean, the era was it was handed off. It was a solid transition. Like, there was no, we're gonna go get a portal quarterback just in case. Like, it was the Joe Milton era to the Nico era, and it was planned like that for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he got his weight up, to like 210, from kind of, and he got his eating right. I remember somebody asked him at a press conference. They asked him straight up, like, Nico, do you enjoy eating anymore? Because he had to eat so much because he was on a diet to like gain weight. And he, everybody laughed for like a good solid minute. And Nico was like, yeah, man, I mean, you got to eat to live. So yeah, I enjoy eating. But you could just tell that he was ready. Like the way that he played in that bowl game against, the number 1 pass defense in the country, in Iowa was phenomenal. I mean, he's a quiet kid. He's, level-headed. So I like Nico a lot. I like Tennessee. But, anything can happen any Saturday in college football. That's why it's the greatest sport on earth. So don't rule Oklahoma out yet. Kickoff's not till 7:30. So, give them a little bit. Give them a couple hours, all right?
I'll give him 5 minutes.
Yep.
20-0. Or excuse me, Tennessee by 20, not 20-0. Tennessee by 20. Why? I have no idea. Just kidding.
That's your take.
I
That's
do
your
know why.
take. I don't got a problem with it.
I think I've been right so far on my takes.
All right,
Not
but I
all of
gotta
them,
go
but-
find a super dog. I want you to go find one too.
Super dog. But let me go.
Somebody that's at plus odds.
I actually got to post the chicks picture real quick before I do anything. else.
One I was eyeing was Marshall. Marshall was 40-point underdogs to Ohio State. Ohio State is notorious for not covering these types of games. Now, they're not my super dog because of how good Ohio State has been. But who did I have? Scrolling up and down the list. Oh, okay. Here, here's my super dog of the day. Arizona State. Arizona State is 4-point underdogs to Texas Tech, who damn near lost to Abilene Christian in week 1, who lost to Washington State. I mean, it's clear that defense probably does not exist in Lubbock, Texas. You know what does exist? Them throwing tortillas on the field. They will throw tortillas on the field. They are in Lubbock. You know, things get weird in Lubbock. But Cam Skittlebro, you know, catching the nation by storm. Skittlebo, just a bowling ball of a running back. Sam Leavitt, quarterback, transferred in from Michigan State. You know, Kenny Dillingham, I'm a real believer in what he's doing over there at his alma mater in Arizona State. Give me the Sun Devils +4.
I like it.
That's my super dog of the day. And then another one that I liked was Vanderbilt lost to Georgia State last week. Yeah, I know. They beat Virginia Tech, then they lose to Georgia State. Yep, that's college football in a nutshell for you. But Vanderbilt I caught them at +20. I mean, they're playing Mizzou today, but it's like 20 points for like a feisty Vanderbilt team. I mean, I'll put a light wager on it. 20. That's a lot of points. So
let me find my game real quick. I was having to tweet that out. Super dog. You know who I'm going with? Just out on a limb. Give me Arkansas.
+2.5 at Auburn today.
All
right.
They're just gonna win the game.
You know what? It would be the most Auburn thing for them to lose to Arkansas, to be honest with you. I mean, they have such high expectations from a very passionate fan base. He's been benched.
I know, it's just funny. It's my header on Twitter.
He's been benched, but
the funniest thing. They got some food out there on College Game Day. Good Lord. That is some Oklahoma
Ray's barbecue.
Nick just picked that whole thing of meat up, just started eating it.
Oh, Pat?
Nah, Nick. It was like I don't think it was a pork chop, but it was something. He's just, oh man.
Just gotta eat it, man.
So I'm saying,
But yeah, that's my super dog picks. I got a prize pick lineup I had one yesterday. Very disappointed in Stanford. Their tight end. He got a 19-yard reception, and then he disappeared, and then he got another reception late in the fourth quarter, and I lost by 1.5 yards. So I put the over on Dylan Raiola's passing yards. It was at 215. He crushed it. He had 297. I needed Sam Roush to have more than 26 and a half receiving yards. He had 25 on the dot. Obviously that sucks to lose that way. But I also put the over on Dante Dowdell, his rushing yards. He had 72. The number was 53 and a half. I have two other picks with that today. I have Auburn tight end Rivaldo Fairweather to have over 30 and a half receiving yards. Super athletic tight end. Really a go-to guy. New quarterback. I mean, Arkansas is like not very good at really anything, and I don't think they'll be able to cover everybody on the field. So let's get the big athletic tight end involved today, Hugh Freeze. And then I got, like I said earlier, if you don't know the name, Chris Brazell, Tennessee wide receiver. The wide receivers numbers are way down today. His was only at 39 and a half receiving yards. Took the over on that. So, knock on wood, for your bets today, all best luck to you today. But that's really. Oh yeah. You know what? We didn't talk about this game, Chandler.
Here we go.
What about the battle for the bottom? What about the battle? The battle of the bottom, Mississippi State and Florida.
There's a reason we didn't talk about that damn game.
Yeah.
Also, Florida's winning that game by.
Florida's favored by almost a touchdown, which shows you how bad Mississippi State is. I tweeted this out. I was up late the other night watching, Toledo, a team that lost Daquan Finn and Penny Boone, two, of their star players. It's a team in the MAC conference. They don't have money to go out and recruit and, win in the transfer portal. Went to Starkville, Mississippi, and boat raced Mississippi State by 30 plus. Mississippi State did not score a touchdown until I don't know when, but it was gross. When I tell you Mississippi State looks like a JUCO team, they look like a freaking JUCO team. And, it kind of had red flags written all over it with Jeff Lebby being selfish. Okay, I get it. Jeff Lebby is an offensive coordinator in himself. He's worked under Lane Kiffin. He was an offensive coordinator at Oklahoma, and stuff like that. But as a head coach, you hire an offensive coordinator to have just to put the name and title. You know what I mean? You got to do it. Just to look and have support. And Jeff Lebby didn't even hire an OC. The OC position at Mississippi State is vacant. There is none. Obviously it's him, but there's no official offensive coordinator that is hired. So just kind of seeing that going into the offseason and just going back and watching Lebby offenses, this is a guy that Oklahoma had and they lost to Kansas. This Jeff Lebby has had some damn good teams and he's underperformed a lot. So I really don't know what to say besides that. And this Mississippi State team, they're at rock bottom, and so is Florida. But if Florida does not win by a touchdown today, Billy Napier should be imprisoned in Starkville, Mississippi. So should Scott Strickland, who they hired from Mississippi State. They should just imprison both of them back in Starkville, Mississippi. It just gross stuff in that game today. So
also just found a stat out. Would you like to guess who is first in opponent pass yards per game? Giving up the least amount. Yeah, giving up the least amount of pass yards this year.
Oh, the least.
It's amount. Not Georgia. It's not Ohio State because they're second and third.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's Is it Florida?
Nope.
Is it Oklahoma?
Nope. It's the Baylor Bears.
Okay.
And it's not particularly close. Now, granted, they didn't exactly have to play Cam Rising for a full game, pretty sure. Because he got hurt. But they have given up 75.7 yards per game passing.
They played Colorado too, didn't they?
They play them this week.
Okay.
That number's about to go way up. But I was looking because I'm placing my prospects right now, and I was like, "How is Baylor's defense?" And it says first. And I was like, "Oh my god!" But yeah, they've played like Tarleton State, Utah without Cam Rising, and one other team, Air Force. So
Air Force.
3 lethal passing attacks, like or something like that. But I was trying to see if Shadur Sanders was going to hit his number today.
Jackson Dart's number is at 315 passing yards today.
I'm afraid that he won't play the full game.
Oh, he played. We're giving him a Heisman season. There, I'll look up some Ole Miss numbers for you. Here we go. All right. Oh, Juice Wells. Caden Prescorn's only at 33. Take Caden Prescorn over 33 receiving yards.
You think
Great
he'll get
tight
involved
end.
today?
What?
So you think he'll get involved?
He's always involved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's. I mean, he's one of the heartbeats of Ole Miss's team. I mean, his wife Callie. I mean, making content with the beloved Mac Prescorn. They just they had a daughter as well, and she's very young. So Caden's got 2 kids now, and it's just always funny watching them. So I'm rooting for Caden just for the long stories that he had. Kind of went through a downtime. His dad passed away in the middle of last season, and he's never wavered. So just good people deserve good things like that. So wishing the best for him, and I really think he should hit his number today, and probably score another touchdown. He's a phenomenal guy to score a touchdown. So yeah.
You think DJU has a pass touchdown versus Cal?
Good Lord, I'd hope so. Good Lord, I'd hope so.
Jeez.
Okay. You know what? Let's talk about this. How impressive has Jeremiah Smith been this season?
Oh, he's incredible.
I mean, this guy looks like a grown man. He's fresh out of high school. And he has not had to this man looked like he was college ready, physical wise. I mean, muscle wise. This guy had to go through no gauntlet of a weight room, anything. He was ahead of his time at Shamadan Academy in South Florida. He is so good. So shout out to him. But okay, hold on. I'm going to look at some Prize Picks numbers too. Okay, so Tulane's quarterback Mensa is starting today.
Okay.
I like Brock Vandagriff to go over 196 passing yards. He kind of needs to, because they're playing Ohio today, and they should win by 20 points. So yeah, that's really all we got for the CFH pregame show. It's 11:42. Football kicks off here in about 10 minutes. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be here live at around 10:30 every Saturday. You know the deal. Please like and subscribe this video. Subscribe to the CFH YouTube channel. Both of our social media handles are in our little picture frame. Chandler's is in his mine's at CFB Headlines. Please shoot us a follow. If you have any questions, shoot us a DM on Twitter. We'll respond. We're just casual people, just like y'all. So, fear not. We don't bite. So, yeah, that's really all I got. You got anything else to say, Chandler?
I don't, but subscribe, follow us, as he said. And thank y'all for coming out. See y'all next time.
Peace.